Good morning, 5th grade. Happy Monday. My name is Miss C, and I teach 5th grade at O.V. Shepherd. Last week, Miss Hall worked with you on finding the theme in fiction text and a little bit on summarizing fiction text. Our focus for this week is summarizing nonfiction text. I want to start with the vocabulary before we get into some of the practice today and the strategy we'll be using for the week. When we think about nonfiction text, sometimes it is called informational. I will use those words interchangeably, but really what nonfiction text gets at is a piece of media that teaches us true facts about something. Sometimes it's something new, sometimes it's a deeper dive. Our goal for today is to be able to summarize using supporting details in a descriptive informational text. There are many different kinds of nonfiction text. Sometimes we refer to these as the text structures. Each day we'll try out a different one. As we spoke about a moment ago, nonfiction or informational text teaches us new things that are true. Some of these that we might read pretty often are Nat Geo, the I Survived books. They might be books that teach us how to do something. They might be books that teach us about a topic, like plants or science. History books and biographies, also autobiographies, fall into the nonfiction category, as well as textbooks. Descriptive text is a structure within that whole genre that has to do with one topic that you study each of the features of. So the example on the slide is birds. That would be the focus of the descriptive text. Then it would go into that they fly, they eat seeds, they are in the aviary family, and go through each of it, the topics that way. The time that we'll see descriptive text the most often is about animals. So that's what we'll work with today. The main idea and supporting details are something we've worked on since 2nd or 3rd grade. The main idea is what the story is mostly about. In the graphic, it is the seat. That's what's important to us, not the legs, but the legs hold it up. The supporting details are the things that we find in the text outside of the title or first paragraph, where we usually find our main idea, and kind of bolster that main idea. The summary we find by using a larger text and pulling out the most important parts. So what we want to do with those supporting details is be able to glean them from the bigger text or piece of media and put them into our summary. I want to start with a video. Your challenge is to figure out what it's mostly about, the main idea. Your main idea should not be one word, that's a topic. Your main idea should be a whole sentence. Ready?
And now, it's time for some more amazing animals. Number 8, the amazing giant Pacific octopus. The largest species of octopus on the planet. Yes, and he's a whopper.
What? How dare you? I'm a lady.
Oh, sorry. They're found in these parts of the Pacific Ocean, or wherever the most food is.
Really?
Well, what about those 25 crabs you're carrying in your purse?
None of your business, young man. You must never look inside a lady's purse.
A giant octopus needs to eat a lot of food to grow and survive.
Look at me, I'm a crab. I'm so happy today because
they will even eat birds.
on a first actually.
Like birds, they have beaks, but a bite from this octopus species paralyzes its prey, whilst they grip on tight with around 280 suction cups on each of their 8 arms.
Yes, I'm certainly not armless.
She's, where did you go, Mrs. Octopus?
I'm still here. Goodness me.
Whoops, octopuses can change colour and blend in wherever they go.
I'm pretty choosy, actually, being a true blue blood.
Yes, octopuses really do have blue blood and 3 hearts.
With all these arms and hearts, how can you resist me? Who wants a hug? No, thank you.
They may look like slimy bagpipes, but they're super smart. The giant Pacific octopus truly is
our topic we can find first off in the beginning of the video, the giant Pacific octopus. But to move that into a main idea, we might say how the giant Pacific octopus is an amazing animal found in the ocean floor. The strategy that I would like to work with you all this week on to summarize nonfiction text is called the 5W1H strategy. Our 5 W's are who, what, when, where, why, and our 1H is how. Who, of course, refers to the kind of spotlight in our piece of media, our text or video. Sometimes our nonfiction text will not have a who if it is about a historical event or it's teaching us how to do something. In our case, the who was the giant Pacific octopus, though, of course. The what will refer to what's happening in the story, what they're doing. So in ours, we could say that the giant Pacific octopus was swimming by, eating crabs, camouflaging itself into its habitat. The when really has to do with dates and times, but for us in descriptive text, we can think about the lifespan too, or if there's specific times of the year that the animals or the focus might migrate or do certain behaviors. So for us, in our summary, the when would have to do with the lifespan of the octopus. The where, of course, is the location. This could be general, like the water. The octopus lives in the water, or specific, like the octopus is found in the Pacific Ocean near the ocean floor. For our why, we want to think about the cause of whatever is happening in our text or piece of media. So for us, we might say that the giant Pacific octopus eats crabs in order to survive. It camouflages in order to hide itself from predators or disguise itself when prey are around. For the how, we want to think about the process that's going on in our media. So if we want to think about the crabs example, we could say that the octopus eats crabs by swimming by, reaching out with its tentacles, grabbing it, pulling it inside. We could say that it camouflages itself by blending into the habitat that's around the octopus in order to hide from other animals or disguise itself in order to make it easier to eat the prey. I want to challenge you all to use this graphic organizer on our next practice that goes through the who, what, when, where, why, and how. For our next practice, it is this article, and it's attached in the materials for today. Again, a Nat Geo animal profile, and I'll play a song. You have the length of that song to read your article and work through the graphic organizer. After the song, which will be about 3 minutes, we'll go through it together, looking for the text evidence that supports what you put in the graphic organizer. Okay, one more minute. And that's time. All right. For the who, we have it really easy in this one. Who, of course, river otters. The what will have to do with whatever activity our who in the piece of media is doing. So for us, you could have written that what the otter was doing was all of those really rich verbs that we have in the first paragraph: sliding, wrestling, belly flopping, somersaulting, gliding. Or you could have talked about that it was hunting, diving through the water, traveling across land. I'll put playing because that is what the text was mostly about. Playing and hunting. When, as we talked about before, in this sort of text, descriptive, it's a little bit tricky because we don't usually talk about the dates and times. But for us, we can talk about the lifespan. So we have 8 to 9 years. Live for 8 to 9 years. Where? You could be general and say that they live in rivers, or you could be more specific and say that they live in rivers in North America. For the why, we might say that we want to look back at our what, really. So we're going to be answering, why do they play? Why do they hunt? So they play in the water just for fun. So play for fun. And they hunt in order to get the fish. Our how is going to refer to whatever we answer for the why. For this one, I do want to focus on how the river otters hunt for their food, since that took up a whole paragraph. We can look in paragraph 3 and find where it says that they hunt underwater, skillfully chasing the fish, their main food. It later says that they grab the prey with their mouths and then haul them onto the shore in order to eat the fish. So we could put that as our how. This would be a really good place to include it as a quote too. So for the how, we'll say, they hunt by catching fish and bringing them on shore. Later in the week, on Thursday and Friday, we're going to focus on putting all of this into a paragraph. But for now, I want to get really solid with being able to identify the 5 W's and 1 H in our nonfiction text. As you move forward and start the practice, I want you to bear in mind using the graphic organizer and that good readers summarize using the supporting details with the 5W 1H strategy. As a debrief, our 5 W's, who, what, when, where, why, and our 1H is our how. Until tomorrow, and good luck on your practice. Let's see.